See, I'm back.
Let's go. Thug it out.
See, I'm back on my bullshit.
Three years in the making, we finally here.
I didn't even know the major was. Like, man, we ran the city. You know what I mean? We ran the city.
No, that's fair.
Right.
I mean, I was proud of that. We weren't close to make the city. Nah.
By the dean of high school basketball coaches.
The dean.
I ain't care nothing about Jack, though.
Told the young lady, I said, he definitely married up. You're 27, is that correct?
So it hurt because I'm human,
Yeah,
right?
rightfully so.
But I'm gonna give you more to hate. Just stay tuned.
You gonna get your first one tonight. Give me the rock.
Right, we're gonna stop and get some chicken.
Right.
So we laugh about that. You ride with me, gonna get that chicken.
Yeah. Did you ever heard that story that the scouts were coming
Came to see
came to see him?
and saw Willie Mays.
They'll come on Wednesday to catch me.
Team they went to, we don't beat them 4 out of 5 times, so, maybe they'll help them out.
Thompson is overtaking Hoop. There's no question that Thompson is taking over.
They got the best blacks and they got the best whites.
Birmingham, we here. Father's Day. Oh, you know it's around the corner now. That's right. Happy Father's Day. Yeah. I know. Father's Day. And thanks. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everything. Jameis, thank you.
No, thank you.
Birmingham, we got the young man, Bessemer's own. Superstar, Hueytown legend, Florida State legend, #1 in your class, quarterback. If my memory serves me correctly, the only one to come out of Alabama. Okay, Heisman Trophy winner, first overall draft pick in the 2015 class. Is there anything I'm forgetting?
Man of God.
Yeah.
Look,
Anything else I'm forgetting?
Antonor Winston, son.
Let's take over. Yeah. Dropped it out of high school in baseball. Well, two sport athlete. Yeah, two sport athlete. Else I'm forgetting. I see that suit you got on. Name all the awards. I'll be my grandchildren. Let me help. National championship. Yeah, national championship winner. Yeah. See, I wanted y'all to come to that. I wasn't gonna see it. I know Florida State. I'm a big Alabama fan. So I want to stop right there and talk about that real quick. The big decision to leave the home state, go to Tallahassee, play for Jimbo. He newly there after Bobby Bow. What went into that decision?
Well, the first thing was my dad was a Florida State fan, right? And that's like, if people don't know the history of our Winston household, is I was an Oklahoma Sooner fan coming out because Oklahoma beat Florida State in 2000 in the BCS National Championship.
So y'all had a little rivalry going in the house.
Yes, we did. We did. But really, it was to play baseball. It was to play baseball. And Damian Craig, who is from Alabama,
Okay.
he in the Hall of Fame for his passing records in the CFL. He was a great friend to my dad, great mentor to me. And that's someone I was very comfortable with, because college is the recruiting process.
Right.
And Coach Saban came to the house, all my family, Alabama fans, my mama and some of her cousins, Auburn fans. But it was tough. It was challenging with them being 45 minutes up the road.
Right.
But I knew that God had some greater for me in Tallahassee. So we had to go and dominate that.
I hear you. I respect it. All of a sudden I began to pull for you. Whenever you were playing, I remember the first game was against Pittsburgh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me take you back. first time I heard about you, I went over to my friend's house, and his son had just come home from practice. He said, Mr. Cooper, we got a new quarterback. New quarterback. That's what you change parks. No. Any black. I said, was bad. I said, yeah, y'all, where you taking him now? Where you playing the Inslee or Belfort? Where you going? Me, say, ask him what they call him. That's what they call him. He said, J Boo. I said, no, man. I said, I got an uncle named Jabbo. So you must be Jabbo. He said, no, J Boo. I said, I got to come see y'all play. I'm out there. All slender kid. I think you were wearing number 12. Quarterback, safety. I knew the kid and his family that played quarterback before you got there. They get Gilligans. I said, man, this kid must be off the chain that, I think the dad might have been coaching or helping with the staff. Coaching, yeah. For him to lead that position. For the new kid, J Boo. And to mention that family, that was Jordan Milton, that family I was over. Okay. Join me up Little League to how you got from Dad told us on our show earlier, age 4, Bessemer Tigers, up to over there at Hoover with the Hoover Bucks. And if you want to mention any coaches or players like that just left.
Well, how I got to Hoover was kind of a blessing in disguise. And it really was, I ain't gonna say it's a blessing in disguise. It really was a vision of my father, of him just always wanting the best for me and his family. When we were at Bessemer, I think we were getting out of it was a new division.
Well,
in Bessemer.
yeah, it was a new division.
Okay.
At the time, we was playing on Saturdays. Okay. Right. So we want to go in, and I'm gonna jump in the story a little bit. Before we went to Hoover, we tried to go to Hueytown. And bring that together because he was going to, going to Pittman. Right.
Okay,
So
right.
by hanging around in Hoover, going to Rush Post camps, right? I know they always started from the little league and take it up to the high school.
Right.
Everybody be together. So we tried to go to Hueytown. Things didn't work out at Hueytown Youth Park. And me and Chad Gilligan, I was always friends because I had an awesome son, right? And Greg Blackman, we friends to the day. We talked, and he told us, hey, y'all can come over here. And at the time, you had to have an address, right? Come over there. And nobody else can come. Jameis went over there, and actually they didn't give him that. They said he got to come over there and compete for the job. Right. He had to come over there and compete. And probably was one of the best decisions that we could have made as a youth, because you can't knock nothing from the team that we had at Bessemer Tigers. Right.
Best.
We're on the best, right? We only lost 2 games in that. What was 102? Yeah, Bessemer probably had off that team 18 players that go off to college.
Wow.
We had 2 players that made it to the NFL.
Okay.
Heisman Trophy with So
we had 2 national championships.
Oh yeah, no doubt. 2 nationals off that team, and
HBCU and DCS.
Okay. There you go. Off that team. But going to Hoover, and I gotta say, rest in peace, Jordan. That was our fullback. Oh my God. Yeah, he brought it. And that team, I could name a lot of players. It was awesome. And Jameis still friends with some of those.
One of my best friends, Tanner Brown.
Yeah, on that team today. And now I got to give props out to our coaching staff at Bessemer. Like my cousin Derek Webster, Bun Davis, AP Galloway, rest in peace, his godfather, Bobby Chapman. Yeah, man. Coach Bun, yeah. Hey, we had 17 moms. I think we was the first team that come up with 17 moms. 4 team dads. We had our own bus that take us places. We had our own chaplain that pray for us. Oh yeah, Bessemer. But like I said, we learned all that. because Rush Pros gave me the opportunity to come each summer to bring Jameis to his camp. Wow. Once again, you had to stay over there to go to Hoover camps. So he blessed us to have there. And I told you, when he gave us that opportunity, I brought it back to them. But how we got to Hoover was we both went to Hueytown. Things didn't work out. Okay. And we went to Hoover and the rest is history.
How I see it is, man, my dad had this vision of me being the best I possibly can be, wherever I was at. And going to Hueytown, we was trying to bring everybody. We was trying to bring Marcus Turner, we was trying to bring Emmett, Miguel, we was trying to bring everybody over there. And they didn't allow them to come over there and play at that park for some odd reason. You know, Hueytown had the Golden Bears and they had the Hueytown Saints.
Right.
And they were just like in two different parks. They were two different parks. And it didn't work out because what we was trying to do, me personally, I wanted to keep everybody always going to high school because like we was going to Justin, McAdoo, or Hueytown. Right. And all those three places, they're in a 10-mile radius of each other. So we were trying to find ways for all of us to go to the same middle school and all of us go all the way up so we can keep winning these championships. But the influence of Rush Probst, and I don't know my dad's relationship with Rush Probst. I just know that he gave me opportunities to come over to them camps. Right. My dad had built relationships with people in Hoover, and that's how I ended up over there. And that really was my first leaving home. Leaving my little league spot to, leaving Bessemer to go right up the road to play football at Hoover.
Was it? I mean, did you have any apprehension, any trepidation when you out there the first day on the field? Like, man, am I good enough? I know
I never questioned that. I never questioned it, but it was a significant moment. We played Bessemer. Okay. We played Bessemer that same year. It's the face of people you. So was
it some noise being talked?
It was so much noise. It was so much noise. We ain't even need you, J-Bo. We need you. No. It's like I ain't playing that. It's like, I'm like, bro, come on now, y'all know, like what it is. Like, Coach Ant and J Boo, like if we were the reason for winning games, we were a huge addition. We were a huge addition. We had some great players, Marcus Turner's, Nigel Keith Middleton. We had Emmett Terry. We had so many great Devon Long Parrish. We had so many great players. Jalen, like we had so many great players.
They listen to the players. And those guys, one season, through the whole season, only one team scored on them. That was really? One team scored on them. Who was that? Irondale. No. It was Irondale. It was Irondale. They scored 6 points in the playoffs. 6 points. God. Oh no, they didn't get the extra point. Right. Yeah. 6 points. No, I was just saying, like they probably, 6 points, man. That team was awesome. Doc, tell me this. When you get down to Tallahassee, there's some legends that you meet. I'm sure you met Bobby Bowden.
I did.
Warwick. Warwick Dunn.
I did.
Okay. Slide back a bit. Back. Okay. I know you had to stay off. Yeah. And the first shit out of you play baseball. Pitching, outfield. How was your batting? How was your hit?
It wasn't as great as it was in high school, but I still batted 240, 245. Like so,
home run.
Yeah, I ain't had no home runs in college.
Wow.
Yeah, I had 0 home runs in college. Like, and I actually started in left field.
Okay.
Like my first start was on the diamond.
Yeah.
Like it was not on the football field. It was on the diamond.
Right.
I don't when I got to Florida State, my sole purpose was to be like Bo Jackson.
Okay.
Be great in football, be great in baseball. But that's when
that's your childhood idol.
Well, Bo Jackson from Bessemer.
Right.
Him and D'Amico Ryans both played baseball here.
Okay.
D'Amico Ryans and Corey White, my first signed football. Right. So I had people like that my dad and my grandma put in front of me to like see like, hey, these people doing great things. Like for you to be the best, like you have to be better than them. Right. So and competing to be better than both, like that's competition.
I was a little fella. I was hearing about Bo Jackson, and it's the big tree out there in center field, and he had hit one over that tree, and so the game we went to see, he hit one over there again. I'm like, man, this is unbelievable. I played baseball, and I'm like,
In Roosevelt Park.
I'm like, I'm nowhere close to getting that thing to that point. So I know what kind of power we talking about. Baseball. I heard in one of your interviews you said you mentioned Willie Mays, and then you said you got a chance to play on his field.
Rick Wood.
You mentioned Snitch, Snyder, some of the places that you played that just stick in your head or left you at all. Some of the stadiums or places you've played.
Well, definitely Rick Wood, Snitch Snyder. Doak Campbell.
Captain Bowl
in Montgomery.
More Vines.
More Vines in Hueytown. Like that's
Legendary.
yes. The Superdome. Like that's their world. Like that's like I've been fortunate to play in a lot of prestigious arenas, but the ones like Rickwood, the ones like Snitch Snyder, Gilmore Vines, places where a lot of people paved the way, and like they built this funnel for players like me, players like Deion Lacey, players like D'Amico Rhymes, players like Joe Webb to come through and be who they are. So I'm definitely grateful for that.
Okay. Let me, I'm gonna be respectful of your time. Let's jump here, James. 5109. Okay. 30 and 30. Now a lot of folks they say 30 for 30 or 30 and 30, but I need to say it's 33 and 30.
Oh yeah.
That's more. Yeah, that's the truth. And look, I don't know. I'm sure you know.
Right.
He's gonna get to the truth.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Go.
Michael. Okay. Might kill him. One of your teammates at the time, Chris Godwin, mentioned that over half of those interceptions were not at your fault, not at your blame. Speak to that. What was he actually saying or trying to allude to? In that scene?
Well, not all interceptions are the same.
Okay.
You got tip passes.
Okay.
That year I had 7 dropped, hit up in the chest, in the face mask, in the hands.
Somebody else
interceptions.
Okay.
Like 7.
7. All right. So now we're down to 23. Yeah.
So I just count those 7 because those were like hit in the hands in stride.
What about the misread? Speak to the misreads?
Well, it was a lot of those as well. At the end of the day, how I view the interceptions is I view it as when you are out there with a purpose to move the ball down the field, they are going to happen.
Right.
However, when you are learning the offense for the first year and you got everyone around you learning the offense, miscommunication is going to happen. And when my faith in my teammates, is sometimes higher than my faith in myself. And I think what that year taught me the most was you have to protect yourself in all situations. You got to protect yourself by protecting the most important asset, and that is the football.
Right.
So that taught me that. So I really ain't get into like 7. That number 7 stuck with me because like that's when I know it like hit their hands and bounced into somebody else's hands, and that's like, come on, like I never count those. But it was numerous, like Chris said, over half of them wasn't me. But at the end of the day, too much is given, much is required.
Okay.
So my dad had this conversation, you know what I'm saying? Thank the Lord that my teammates got my back. But at the end of the day, like when the ball come out my hand, the ball is coming out my hand. And I treat it like that. I treat it as such. So I try to eliminate every misconception of the 30 for 30 and make them understand like, no, it was 51.
33 for 30. Yeah.
That's why I said the misconception of the 30 for 30, because that's not true. You know what I'm saying? The misconception that I threw more interceptions than anybody else, because that's not true. But I did throw 5,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, and the last 4 weeks I had a broke thumb. Like that's what people don't. And the last 4 weeks I didn't. And it's on this, and I didn't have my top receivers in the last 4 weeks. So we breaking records. We setting trends. We setting trends that people aren't speaking about, right? But it's okay. It's okay because I've had some good years in my career, and it ain't over with yet.
There you go.
It's not done.
And that comes from the history part of that we never speak about, right?
Right.
Like people could call him a dog, man. Jake Boo, man. Just strong, man. Mentally.
Right.
Smart as well. That's what we got. Got accepted to Stanford.
Right.
But the history part of it, that when he was young, that we spoke over, right? Hunez Jackson, the Bear Jackson come out of Brighton.
Okay.
Got drafted.
Right.
Hunell Dickerson come out of Brighton.
Out of Brian.
Right.
School, my
Went
grandma.
there. I learned something from Otis. There's nobody yet that's an athlete work harder than Harriet Tubman.
Wow.
Nobody. And she a woman and she
Right.
ain't have a weight room.
Wow.
She mental. There you go. There you go. So I go back in history and bring up all those dogs. Right. He might not know about them dogs, but like I said, he fellowship with Purnell now in Tampa. And one athlete that I think we forgot, Alice Dansby. Legendary around here for us staying in the league, longevity. I think he broke a record in Alabama for staying in the league. But the history that I kind of spoke over Jameis as coming up, man, that helped him through anything, the type of adversity, along with himself.
Well,
Proud of that kid.
It was also a lot that went along in that year as well. That year was the year where me and my wife, like now wife, we literally were going through. We were eliminating shacking from our life. So literally through that year, no, through that year, literally, she was living in my beautiful home that we live in now. I had another house, like, so I was going through a spiritual journey through that year. Through that year, this was the first year that my father didn't attend none of my games in the history. So it was so much spiritual warfare going on through that year.
This is the rookie year?
No, this is the 33 and 30 year.
Okay.
This is all this like from outside. Like these are all the things, all the emotions, all the. I'm working to be the best I could be. Like I ain't shacking up with my wife. I'm under the Lord. I know we about to get married next year. We just had our son.
So you wait a minute. So you went and got a separate place of the dwelling.
Yes.
Okay.
Like what is shacking?
Right.
Shacking is living in the same. Yes, I was out of the house.
Yeah. Okay.
Like it was a process. It was a spiritual process that I was going through. So I just knew that I was required to suffer in ways that I never suffered before. Because when I look at that was one of the best years of my life in terms of like what I was doing on the field, how I was applying certain things, how the game was coming to me. And for some of those turnovers to happen the way that they happen, like man, these are tests.
Right.
For my daddy, for me not to have him now doing the most crucial, like they say 5th year, that's your contract year. And I'm like, man. I built so much gratitude. I'm like, man, like I had my dad, and I know that may sound like a lot of people got their daddy, but like, man, when you had a father figure your whole life, and one of the most at that time, one of the most important years of your career, that he can't even just from his spiritual discernment, he can't even speak to you and speak life into you because of the spiritual warfare that's going on in his life at that time and the things that he dealing with in his life. Like that year grew me as a man more than anything, and that year grew my foundation of understanding one of my favorite verses, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me, and understanding that, like Paul was talking about, contentment in the highs and the lows, not just being able to do all things through Christ.
All things, literally, highs and the lows.
The highs and the lows. So through that year, like a lot of people don't know that, a lot of people don't care, because this is about winning games, it's about, that's it.
Right.
But my spirituality, my life, my relationship with my father, my gratitude for the people that were around me that poured into me grew so much. My relationship with my wife, like now wife,
Right.
it developed something that you're seeing now.
Yeah.
But at the time, all we could see is like, oh man, he did this, he did that. And yeah, it was some highs and it was some lows that year. But in the process, God was molding me for perfection.
Yeah.
He was molding me for moments like this now to share that. He was molding me for the impact that I will later have on African American quarterbacks now taking over the league
Yeah.
and doing the things that they're doing. Also that year, do you know who won the MVP that year? Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
That was his first MVP. Like he was the only one that had more touchdowns than me. The MVP was the only one that had more passing touchdowns than me that year. So it was a lot of things that were going on. He was coming onto the scene, man. I was dealing with a lot of different things. But I'm grateful for those.
If I'll stay there and I know y'all probably won't ask the question why, but you got to ask why. At some point, Dad had been there all his life,
Right.
and separated himself from his firstborn man child. Wow, man. What is that? Oh, thank you for asking. Man, what did you do? Dealing with the death of my mom and trying to understand my discernment. My discernment was so strong, and I couldn't put it together because most people have discernment. People feel like they'll know it all.
Okay.
And I couldn't focus together. I was doing him more harm with my discernment because I felt like the organization went for him. So I got to separate myself because I'm trying to tell him what God telling me.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And he trying to make a living for his family. Not to know a boy taking care of him. So why you don't want to be a distraction? Oh, I didn't. I separated myself. Right? That hurt me.
Right.
Never apologized to him because look at the man that he is. Now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did I want to? No. Did I have to? Yes. Right. So yeah. A lot of people don't know that. Man, I'm glad you brought that out. That's real. That's deep.
That's the real stuff, man. Like, and I think that's why it's important for people to be truthful with where they stand. Like, we all go through stuff. Everybody got their story.
Right.
But there's always something behind that veil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everything in the dark gonna be revealed in the light. And that was my darkness that year. I was walking through the valley of the shadow of death.
Wow.
Like literally that year. And it was just so like literally. And I'm just like, my dad had took me to this church in Gaston one year. My Uncle Warren. Remember Uncle Warren?
Faith Chapel.
It was Faith Chapel. It was,
oh my God. Him go to that church.
I forgot what it was, but I was 16 years old.
Yeah, when you first spoke there.
And my first speaking engagement to the men's the was it was the men of the church.
Oh no, you spoke on Men's Day to the men.
Yeah, so I spoke to the men of the church. And I forget
Pastor Law. Oh my God.
I forget
Guy like.
Guy like. So I went to speak to the men and Guy like my Uncle Warren, he's a member there, and my Auntie Bernice, they're members there. And I just remember this what I spoke on. I forget the verse that I spoke on, but the theme was, uh, instead of asking why me,
Why not?
asked, why not me?
Mm.
And that resonated with me that year. That's when that came to like I could have been like, wow, why did I do this? Why did this happen to me? And what he instilled, like, why not? I was built for a time like
Such
this.
as this.
I really
Really
was.
hustler.
And
Yeah.
sometimes we get so focused on, like, obviously we have to be where our feet are, but we don't see the plans that the Lord has for us in the future.
Right.
Right. We have to focus on where we at right now. We have to focus on getting better every single day. We have to focus on every single game. We have to focus on the simplicity of life. However, the Lord is still brewing. He's still creating something. He's still baking something in the oven. He's still allowing our vision and the things that we actually desire
Right.
come into that fruition.
Right.
So that's what it was that year for me.
Speaking of brewing gumbo,
Mhm.
we go on to New Orleans. Um, Tell me your thoughts, your feelings. You got, and I almost skip all past the year you sat behind Drew.
Mm.
But that year where you're starting and you got a good 2nd and 2, nice pass, out route or whatever, and you look over and the little Tebow comes on the field. Tell me your thoughts. Because I'm texting your dad, and it's killing me because I'm throwing stuff at the TV.
Right.
Far as he's killing this rhythm, what is this guy doing? What were you thinking when you look over there and you see him like, come on, he coming? What were you thinking?
I was thinking the initial thing that I was thinking was uh it's about the team. It ain't about me. That's how I do it. Like I've been in situations where, I want to run a naked and my dad called 34 die.
Okay.
So I've been in situations where I had to humble what I may want for what the coach is insinuating. Right. And I built a great relationship with his name is Taysom. I built a great relationship with him. And it definitely is a rhythm killer. But
Okay.
at the end of the day, I think I got to see him do the same thing to Drew Brees,
Okay.
right? So from my perspective, I was like, man, like this is what it is. Whatever is required is what I'm gonna do when it's out there on that football field, despite how I feel about it or how anybody else feel about it. Uh, that's what was required. And me and my dad, he gonna be honest. You know, he ain't like it. And at times I didn't like it, but at the same time, I was confident in taste. I was confident in our design and our intent
Right.
for the game. I was confident in the play call, and that's just me. That's just me. That's my heart.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how I roll.
Just know that you had folks back here that was not happy.
A lot of people share that with me, and I let them know, like, hey man, listen, you're not in my position, right? And even though you might require this is what I require. This is the livelihood that I'm living in. And I'm grateful that y'all got my back like that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, we be in a journey. Like we are in the trenches together
Right.
with each other.
Okay.
Like we are family. So we have whatever goes on that field, it goes. And y'all know that brotherhood that y'all had with y'all teammates and stuff. Like so whatever happened, if coach called this or that, that's what kind of what led to the last play of my career, which was a touchdown in New Orleans. Like, man, when you got brothers that you believe in, right, you gonna cater to those brothers
Right. Right.
because you got training camp, you got times the hard times, you got hard losses that you have hard wins that you encounter with these people, and that's the reason for the fight. One of my favorite leaders that I've been around, Telvin Smith, he always just say this: love is the reason for the fight.
Mm.
Love is the reason for the fight, and I love all my teammates, and that's why I fight. No, but so if I get pulled out at this time, and I love my teammate, go in there, come on, go in and run team over.
I love that play, right? Because a lot of people don't know he's sophisticated in the red zone is one of the best in the league. Right? Yeah. One of the best in the league, right?
20 to 1 on interception.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I mean, no, one of the best, the best for a sample period of passes. Right, in the red zone. But now you want to put him in and take a knee.
See, I'm not even like, you know what I'm saying? He think deeper into it. All I'm thinking is like, man, we on the sideline talking about this the whole time
Right.
about our desire to get our teammate in the end zone,
Mm.
and we get a turn up. So this team that the coach got mad is trying to score, and we get a pick in return. It ain't like it ain't like the person who called the interception took a knee right then and ended the game.
Stopped on the one, didn't
He got stopped.
yeah.
You know,
I'm saying,
1 yard line.
Yeah.
So y'all trying to score, but you get mad that we won.
Yeah, we scored.
That other team we score. So y'all trying to score, but you get mad that we try. Like that didn't make sense to me. You know, but I didn't handle all my conversations that I need to have regarding that. But you just see, and that's life. You got people that function on different wavelengths, and when they don't have stuff, they go their way. You know what I'm saying? They act out.
Mm.
You know, but they require us to be the bigger. We were the bigger man. We were.
I'm gonna get you out of here on this. When you see a skit, when you see the guy Lou Young,
Yeah.
because I saw you take a picture earlier with the
W. Yeah.
What are you thinking when you see? I'm sure you've seen some of his work.
Mhm.
What do you think?
Man, I'm thinking that's his work. You know, that's his craft.
Do you find yourself laughing?
Man, I'm laughing.
Okay.
I'm laughing. I really am. I'm like, I'm enjoying it. My teammates, they send it to me all the time.
Okay.
Like, I'm enjoying it
Okay.
because that's comical to me because I know what I put into this.
Right.
I know my intent for every situation, every conversation that I got. You know, so
Because one I said that was almost true.
hey, but no, his approach is what I put into it.
Right.
You know, and if it align with like how I'm really functioning, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, our works ain't the same, but hey, if it align, I'm like, that's funny.
What is the biggest misconception about Jameis Winston?
The biggest misconception about me is that I'm silly. Like I'm not silly. I wanna take your heart out of you. Like I don't take no prisoners.
You gotta correct you like you be correct me. Not silly. Goofy.
Yeah, and I'm goofy.
Yeah, no,
Like,
you ain't
what?
goofy.
Like I'm
Is that why you big bro Cam, you send him and say, hey, I ain't never know about that.
well, not like when I look up to somebody and I speak to people and I have a verbal communication
Right.
with you. If somebody ask something or say something sideways about you, I'm not gonna sit there and agree with something, especially when I know somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I support somebody, I support them. That's like when I love, I love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't even play around like that with other people names in my mouth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm lifting them up.
Right.
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 And that's why like we have a relationship to the point like, hey man, like come on now. You know me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To a point. Even if you don't know me, you don't understand where I'm coming from now.
Right.
Because you know, I didn't told you how you didn't help pay the way for us.
Right.
I didn't spoke life into you. I didn't came and supported you at your camps. My little brother playing in your 7-on-7s. You know what I'm saying? Like from that side of the thing. And he know that, but you know, he like a lot of people got jobs to do. They got a job to do.
The camera.
But
ain't nothing goofy about him.
Right.
Ain't nothing goofy.
that's what I'm saying. It's realness. And people, that's the thing. People don't respect realness.
Mm.
And when they see somebody real, they try to question it because they not real.
Some people, you know, they get kindness for weakness too. You know, when you speak a certain way, always uplifting folks, you always speaking into people's lives. Some people don't respect it. Not true. Something like weakness. Oh, what you're saying, man, I was personality. I tell Jay all the time, I'm looking for your video so I can tell you, get motivated. I like your personality because you in a lot of ways, man. Like that. In a way, it's like that. I like to have a good time. I like to speak on to my people. Don't do that quick.
Right. Never.
You'll see, you'll get for real.
James. major at Florida State. What did you major in?
Social science.
Social science. Okay. What do you see yourself doing 10 years? Now I got you 10 playing 10 more years minimum. What are you doing out of football?
Yeah, after football, man, I will be inspiring and leading either a organization, a football organization, an NFL football organization. I will be impacting the youth and serving my community, and I will be helping people to be the best version of themselves. Like those are things that I'm certain that I will be doing after my football career is over. Just because I know it's in my DNA. I know I was raised by one of the best coaches that the world has to offer, and I know that a lot of people believe that. Well, how can your daddy be your best coach? Well, because I'm who I am. You know, I've accomplished what I accomplished, but without this man sitting right here to my right, I'm not. I'm not where I am, without the grace of God and God's hand on him guiding me, man. I'm not who I am. So I think a lot of people they're not comfortable with people combining to their roots. They want you to get wealthy and go away and like, "Hey, come on, grab my hand, be led by me. Let me point to you." Hey, listen, I'm not. I believe that a lot of people are there for a specific reason, but no one can tell me, "Hey, man, I'm gonna help you be this," when they ain't dedicated 30 years of life into me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I have someone that I know that's gonna continue to push me as long as he living on this earth, man. And I know that it is my calling to lead, inspire, whether it's an organization, an NFL organization, whether it's or I know it's gonna be this community, the youth. I know it's gonna be that, but what I aspire to be, I aspire to be a GM. I aspire to continue to be a man of increase. And I aspire to just help people be the best version of themselves.
Okay.
This man next to you basically said a lot right there. And like I said, Father Day is fastly approaching.
Mm.
And you said it throughout this interview. But for the last part of our podcast, which I want to thank both of y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. What does he mean to you?
And it is there are no words that I can verbalize to classify what my father means to me, but his values, his integrity, his dedication to my development as a man, as an athlete, uh, they've been incredible. And he's just the epitome of showing up. He the epitome of being there. And he's the epitome of doing whatever it takes to ensure that your son or your daughter is successful.
Mm.
Like, and that's what I believe that a lot of us lack. We lack people that are willing to just show up for us and keep it real with us. Because a lot of people think, oh, my daddy, oh, he just coached them. Man, my dad is my worst critic. This is the
Just
person I don't wanna go to after a game, even if I win 5 touchdowns and we won by 50, I don't wanna go to it. Like, and that level of discipline, that level of accountability, that level of, determination that he instilled in me, it would be, it would be, injustice to him if I didn't carry out his legacy the way with authority, right? And people don't know this. One of the songs that he picked for me in church to sing was "I'm Walking in Authority"
Man.
by Donnie McClurkin.
Wow.
So he has spoken life into me. He has he has given me everything that I can ask for from a father figure. So when you ask me what does he mean to me, he means everything to me. He means the world to me. Like I have a earthly father that is continuing to uplift me, that is walking in authority, that is doing everything that he was designed to do. And I'm just grateful that I get to carry on his last name, his legacy, uh and just do things that he might have even wanted to do or accomplish in his lifetime.
Wow. Mike.
Wow.
That's big. And what hearing that, you need attention, man. Because I had one getting ready, I'm telling
I
you
go
now.
all the time saying strong, not only for the compliment, but I see him carry out with his kids the same way. So he had to get it from somebody.
Yeah.
I was gonna stop him.
sometimes was, but the way he take care of the family. I said the family, right? His employees, his dad, his mom. But once you see him, how he take care of his wife and his kids, that's amazing. Because this man got a 24-hour job. Better quarterback in the position. Yes, sir. So people don't see that. Sometimes he don't get home till like 9:30. Get up in the morning at 4:30, try to get to the facility no later than 6 o'clock. Man, so what he said is double time echo back to him. I see what he's saying in him. That's amazing.
Yeah, but Daddy, I mean,
There you go.
you don't understand how I've seen my daddy sacrifice for me over and over. I'm up at 3:30 with him while he's walking out the door.
Man,
Don't sleep, boy. Sleep, boy. I see. I'm like, Dad, I just want to see you eat. You good? Like I've seen him serve. I've seen him pour into other children's lives. My teammates at the Bessemer Tigers. I seen him whoop them. I've seen him be a man of mans, and I encourage all the listeners, like, if you're not sacrificing for your child, like, you're really not doing it a lot.
It's just
Like,
keeping it real.
Like, man, he sacrificed for me over and over. He denied himself, and like we supposed to deny ourselves before the Lord. He denied himself for his family, for his son, for his children, for our success. And seeing that, like, I gotta replicate it. I gotta reciprocate it. I gotta continue to do that.
He finna get ready to go work out, guys.
Yes,
sir. He got to go work out. He got to get that football in his hand and constantly getting better, man. So,
Hey, congratulations.
No, thank you.
Can't wait to see you up there, man. Be there, like you say, you one play away, and I still see a starting quarterback position somewhere for you.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Birmingham, that was Jameis Winston and Antonor Winston. My guys, thank y'all.
hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, thank
God
you.
bless you, sir.
Let me
get a picture, man, before you go. Both of y'all. And then we'll let y'all go.
With the headphones?
Yeah. No, listen.
Okay.
It's a real quick picture.
Man, we're finally here. 3 years in the making, we finally here.
I didn't even know the major was. Like, man, we ran the city. You know what I mean? We ran the city.
No, that's unfair.
Right.
I mean, I was proud of that. We weren't close to make the city. Nah.
By the dean of high school basketball coaches.
The
dean.
I ain't care nothing about Jack, though.
Told the young lady, I said, he definitely married up. Year 27, is that correct?
So it hurt because I'm human,
Yeah,
right?
rightfully so.
But I'm going to give you more to hate. Just stay tuned.
You gonna get your first one tonight. Give me the rock.
Right, we gonna stop and get some chicken.
Right.
So we laugh about that. You ride with me, gonna get that chicken.
Yeah. Did you ever heard that story that the scouts were coming?
Came to see you
Came to see him.
and saw Willie Mays.
Come on Wednesday to catch me.
Team they went to, we don't beat them 4 out of 5 times, so, maybe they'll help them out.
Thompson is overtaking who? There's no question that Thompson is taking over.
They got the best blacks and they got the best whites.